A lot of credit has to go to those individuals and those groups that kept the spirit alive.
What would America and the world be like without Mr. Welsh and without the John Birch Society? And I mean, they were Americans, they were academics, they were veterans, they were former intelligence people, they were patriots, and they saw it and they fought back.
Many of our friends are so very busy enjoying the good life. But I think too many of our friends and neighbors have not been willing to take the time and make the effort to protect the system that allows the good life to be possible. The John Birch Society was founded to build an informed electorate and to reverse that problem. And it has been the most successful organization of its kind in the world.
And a tremendous campaign was launched in December of 1960 to move to discredit the John Birch Society.
Let me just tell you what Newsweek says this. The John Birch Society considers communism only one arm of a master conspiracy in which socialist American insiders are plotting to establish world government. You know, that kind of silly, asinine statement is what makes people laugh. That's the John Birch Society.
You are looking at a group that has worked to bring about the dissolution of national sovereignty on the road to world government. And certainly you're familiar with local professor Carroll Quigley, who has been part of your club, in which he admitted all this. And he said in his book, Tragedy and Hope, the only thing I disagree is that we've worked to keep it a secret.
We've been talking about the Constitution. One of the things I really admire about the John Birch Society is you understand the power and importance of the Constitution and the power and importance of the state's powers of Constitution, which is, I spent half my year living in Europe, and I have to tell you, there's not a country in Europe that wouldn't just do anything if their country had the state powers of a constitution that we enjoy here.
John Birch Society's published dozens of books that I personally read that have the quotes from proto-globalists 150 years ago, 100 years ago. Then I went and actually UT Library and got many of the books were there. I wanted to see it for myself. And that's why you have such an attack on America.
Because if you think the pressure on you now is bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. They're coming at you like you've never seen before. They're going to make your work environment toxic. They're going to make your community toxic, all of it. There's a lot of elements. Just go back and look at the John Birches. A lot of things they said, you kind of, it sounds a lot more true than some of the other stuff that was put out there. Just saying.
You know, it's really rather easy once every 4 years to put a bumper sticker on for 2 weeks. I think that's why it's so appealing. It doesn't require any great deal of understanding or commitment. But to those individuals who are willing to take a look in the background of the issues and take a look at the voting and the representation of their representative in the Congress and in their senator, these are the individuals who deserve the great praise, and that requires a lot of hard work, day in and day out, not just at election time. But once again, the Congress is the key.
We didn't create this country on a 3-day weekend. We created it by a lot of sacrifice. John Birch was another example of sacrifice, and he didn't know that this was going to be created. He did it because he loved his country, and he knew what his duty was.
The majority of what you see Trump doing is my playbook, Ron Paul's playbook, G. Edward Griffin's playbook, Charlotte Iserbyt's playbook, Anthony Sutton's playbook, Senator Barry Goldwater's playbook, the John Birch Society playbook. And they're the real OGs. Everything they wrote 60, 70, 40 years ago, it was all dead on 100% accurate about the New World Order. They gave us the blueprint of the enemy operation. And because of the tireless work of folks going back into the 50s and 60s and on through today, but it was really the John Birch Society that stood up the first citizen army to expose this tirelessly. They created the seed of the giant mighty oak you see right now, globally.
Our danger is both immense and imminent. All we must find and build and use to win is sufficient understanding. Let's create that understanding and build that resistance with everything mortal men can put into the effort while there still is time.